Hey everybody, it's Count VHS, and welcome back to episode 5 of our 4th Age Total War Dorwinion campaign. This one we are overlooking the settlement of Yodor. It is a snowy winter day and we are assaulting it. We've got a nice position on top of the hill. Too bad it will be entirely irrelevant for the purposes of the assault, but it looks like we have a nice straight path leading up the hill into the center of the plaza there. There's a gate right here, and there's another relatively unprotected section of wall here as well. This is, I guess maybe it's tier 1 or tier 2 level of walls. Now inside, the enemy does have a few units of archers, so we will have to be careful about that. But I don't think I want to spend my, good units on the ram. I think I will use these two rams. I will use the Dorwinion axemen and the other unit of Dorwinion axemen. We'll just set them there. And for the other two rams, maybe I won't even use them. I kind of want to save all my spears, so that would include the heavier guys, the Dorwinion watch, as well as the Dorwinion spearmen. So I kind of want to keep them together. The foresters, these are all the skirmisher units. I guess I'll take them off fire at will and get them grouped up. I could use them to push rams. Maybe that's what I'll do. They get shields. You know, not a huge deal if they get decimated on the way in. But maybe I don't even want to use all 4 rams. I think we'll keep you guys back around here. And so here's my spears. Here's my archers. So I will want them to go up front. We've got quite a few. Okay, we've only got 4. That's not that great, but we do have enough, I think, to kind of push back the enemy archers. So as soon as we hit start battle, we're going to rush our archers forward. And here's, I guess the rest of this is all just my cav, which does include a bunch of light cav as well as the general. So let's start here. We'll run you up. Run you guys up. And hopefully we'll get some kills. I'd love to kill a bunch of his bowmen. Let's actually see. We can hit them from here, so let's do that. And that's Black Spears and Dragon Slayers. I mean, yeah, I guess we could start hitting them. The Dragon Slayers I'm, in a way, almost less worried about than the Black Spears. The Dragon Slayers are a, heavy cavalry unit. Okay, so we're pushing them back. That's going to be enough to make sure we can approach the gates at least. Alright, let's stop there. And we'll just change our focus. Well, what are you? Okay, just a unit of Dale Watch. I think we'll halt the other archers here. We're probably not doing a lot of damage to these guys. Yeah, 56, 55. Okay, I guess you're getting hit by the tower. Which I'm going to just eat those losses because I'd rather shoot these guys while their back is presented. I'll move them out of the way once we can no longer hit this unit. Alright, there we go. Alright, yeah, let's actually run you over there. Come on.
Our soldiers are at the gates. Now they must batter a way through.
So yeah, we'll bring up all of you. Right about there. And my spears, this doesn't look like a very formidable force. It's just not, I guess. But we do have enough cav that we might be able to work in around, with all of the light cav. They could maybe do some damage in the streets. So here's some longbowmen, right? Like if we were to swing him in here to the right and come in here, we would have to deal with this Dale Watch, who could probably see us off. But, maybe we could even go farther and come up here and sort of hit some of these guys from the high ground. Or maybe just run into the center. Because I wouldn't mind actually taking that. If we could steal the center, maybe that'll be the approach. So let's get all you guys together. And I'll run them right over here. As soon as this falls, we're going to run them wide. And we'll see. See what opens up. Okay, I think we may as well have the archers here too. everybody on non-skirmish.
The gate is down. Our battering ram has done its work.
That's the gate, which is fine. I'm just going to wait for that. What to do with these axemen, though? Because, you know, I think we want to use the spears more. Okay, they're shooting. I think we'll just run the axemen in and, you know, send them over to the right at first. Alright, but this is good. Longwomen are moving in. We're going to be able to shoot them in a second. And I think I'll just, let's see, are you guys... Let's halt you, actually. We've got some archer work to do. And the Ravanian axemen, I should probably run you out of the way. And just kind of cower behind the wall there. But we're going to get rid of this unit of longbowmen, and then they're going to have to decide what they want to do next. They want to send some other guys. I think, yeah, we were getting hit from over there. So, you know, their archers are good. But if they come down one at a time like this, we'll just be able to wipe them out. This will be a nice settlement to take, not only because of all the units that are inside of it, but also this guy here is their king. Is it King Bard or King Brand? One of those names. So it'll be very nice to take him out. And then we've got a few odd units left around this part of the map. There's not a ton, because most of them are off to the west, in Framsburg, right near the Misty Mountains, or maybe north of Mirkwood in that settlement of Hjorth. But that's really it. We've got the settlement of Burn to the south of here, right near the river. Okay, and I should run in here. We don't need to put up with this nonsense. So we take out that settlement of Burn, and then all that Dale has, like, at all in the east is that fort right on the Celduin. Or the Carnin, rather. It's the fort right on the Redwater. So yeah, just a mass cav charge. It's going to work nicely. Yeah, we'll move the axemen over here. They're probably going to get hit by some other units. But that's okay. They can be sort of our bait unit. And when we're really ready to push in, I want the spears to go in, because we got some spear-type units, and of course that very threatening cav unit. It looks like they're sending some Dale Watch at us. And we got plenty of arrows left, too. Still over half of our quivers full. They're holding back the Black Arrows, Company of the Black Arrow. There's only 21 of these guys, but they do have a morale-boosting effect to units within a certain radius. I'm not sure how far this goes, but it's a unit you want to get rid of, right? Okay, so the question here, I think I want to go far. I don't want to rush over here. There's only 24 Barding Militia, but if I can get around them, I'll get around them. If I can kind of sneak up here, you know, all of these cav units could probably do a surprising amount of damage to this Dragon Slayer's unit. I know we don't have the optimal scenario for that, because we're not going to get a nice charge in these city streets, but just the mass, you know, just the sheer numbers, the fact that we do get a bonus against cav because of the lances, that might be enough. Okay, so we're going to get rid of these longbowmen, hopefully. Yeah, we are running out of the arrows all of a sudden, my gosh. Okay, so maybe what I want to do is screen with these skirmishers then. Let's just kind of send them up slow. I'll get you guys inside also. And we want the general down here. Alright, that's the Black Spears. Interesting. Now, I think I'll keep going on as we're going, because we're slowing down a little bit, which is fine. Although my general could probably take this unit out. Let's get the axemen in melee, and let's send the general down. And now is when we want these guys to go in, because we want to present them as nice targets. For the archers. Alright, let's hurry. Now, the only other way to get up into this plaza is to go all the way to the other side of the city. either on that end or over here. And so basically our way in is going to be up this hill. Okay, the black arrow's moving. And these guys are probably going back up here too. But I guess I should keep an eye on my general. Yeah, let's run them forward. And let's get all the spearmen into. That's going to possibly encourage, you know, their general to run down, because those skirmishers are a light unit that he thinks he can beat in melee. Let's walk you guys up gradually. Black spears stay down there. That would be nice. But it looks like they're moving some more troops into the plaza. So I'm not going to rush it getting into the city. We'll hang back here. We'll take him out with a bunch of jabs. Get the skirmishers in here too. And yeah, let's bring up the axemen. We can use some melee. Here's the black arrow, interesting. Alright, so they're going to beat us in melee. I think that's alright. We do actually have a few arrows left, so let's run these guys up. And yeah, we're just gradually sneaking up. Alright, let's actually get them into melee. Company of the Black Arrow is losing heavily. They're down to 15 men. I mean, they can definitely win in this fight. This is a little awkward here. Because just getting my better units around, like, I can't get my spearmen around here, and I don't necessarily want to waste them, so we'll see what they're going to do. We're just going to have to take some fire here. But we also have these archers, so they will... Let's see, I guess we can... We'll let our skirmishers take out those longwomen, I guess. And then what do we have here? It's just 11 militia, 10 black arrow. That's going good. Okay. And where's the black spears now? Okay, there are 45 men right there. That's annoying. But, you know, they're out of the melee. Because they know my cav is coming up around. So they're being a little cautious with them. And now they've moved a better unit into the plaza. So I can't just steal it with my cavalry. Okay, I guess I'll bring you guys up just for morale. Making sure I wasn't missing any units on the top of the hill there. Okay, Company of the Black Arrow, 7 men. Let's bring in the axemen and just kind of draw this to a conclusion. We're going to lose a lot, but that's the way it goes. The foresters are there kind of to, you know, soak up casualties. Okay, they don't want to engage. They are very tired. My guys here are fresh. And we've not been the target of archer fire as far as I can tell. Two men. Alright, the spearmen, the heavy spears are getting fired upon. But it's not too bad. Okay, they're routing now. Alright, we're going to start walking up. We lost a lot, though, with these Ravanian spearmen. This was 100 men, so they are very, very vulnerable to arrows. And there's not even that many archers here. Well, okay, we are getting fired from up here. But yeah, they're definitely a squishy spear unit. Okay, let's run everybody, or at least those guys, and then I think what's going to happen is the black spears, or the cav, or both, are going to come and try to stop us. I'm going to try to ignore that. Right, if we can get up to the highest ground, that would be great. But I think what we might be able to do here is, you know, engage these units, and then we can hit them with the cavalry. Yep, so they're throwing javelins. You know, we knew they were going to have to do that anyway. And let's get the general up a little bit closer, too. I'm going to hold my cavalry, actually. Let me go ahead and try you guys also in, like, Shiltrom. Let's see, they're very tired. I know to charge them right now would basically be to invite their cavalry down to hit us. But, you know, they are winning easily. I think we have to try it. And this is also not going to be a charge, right? It's just going to be a march. Yeah, here they come. But we are nevertheless doing damage. Quite a lot of it, actually. Of course, we're getting hit from the side. I expected we would. They are wavering down to 11. Okay, broken. If we can pull down here with all of this cav. Let's get the general up. And I want the spearmen to attack the dragon slayers. We've got you guys out of range. Let's now turn and hit them once we've got a little bit of advantage here. Alright, they're losing heavily, 20 men. Isn't this just a mess, right? Like, these siege assaults are my messiest battles, and that is why I don't like them, typically. I like to have things go nicely. You know, in the battlefield that is open, you have a little more, you know, a little more openness, so you can move things around without obstructions. You don't have to follow these channels and just slog through enemies. But that's great. Their king is now dead, and now we've got, unfortunately, to fight in the center. But these guys aren't making it back, so that's nice. I guess we'll get the archers up, and we'll get the skirmishers up. And we'll just run them because, you know, why not? Speed up the clock here, and I would rather pull them out so that we can, you know, kill them on... get them to rout, rather. There we go. Siege done. So that's pretty nice. That's going to give us Yodor. And I'll have to check the casualties once we get back to the campaign map. But that should really open up, you know, this area here. We can see that they've got a small force up near Erebor. But this is looking pretty good. I think I'm just going to occupy it. If we lay desolate, that's 1,400 men to be killed. I think public order here is not going to be too bad. This is all kind of within our realm. It's not too different from us. But maybe I'll hold off on Homeland Dominion. Actually, I should probably go for it, because this is going to be done in one turn. We've already got it in Dale, and we don't have any other settlements, right? So this is our capital right now. So let's do it. We will delete the Homeland Dominion in Dale, get rid of their muster fields, and we want to keep it, again, their Lord's Feasts. Let's see. Okay, so we'll definitely go for that. Low tax rate. Now, probably, yeah, a lot of this is because a lot of the happiness here is down to our garrison. That's giving us 80%. If we move, like, almost all of them out, we'd still be over 100, though. But he's also giving some benefits to public order because of his influence. So that's giving 15. Let's see. Sigthorn of Dorwinion. He is the king's heir. We're going to want an emissary here. This is really within, you know, dwarf territory, so to speak. And they have emissaries and other agents. So bribery is going to be easy. So you always want to have something in a settlement to avoid bribery. I think we'll hold off on repairing the wooden palisade just because I want to build up some money. But we'll do this. Now, Sigthorn here is not governor of anything, which I guess is fine. I mean, he's an adept commander. He's a competent governor. I think I want him in the field. We've got... I mean, we could use a good governor up here. We've got one in Dale, and he is youthful, so he's going to be around for a very long time. Let's see, 4 seasons before we can train anything, so, you know, maybe we do want another scout, or do we not need it? We've got 1 scout here. We've got another one here, and we've got an emissary here, and those guys are just kind of spying, which is okay. And we've got one here, and we've got another scout that we're moving off in this direction, and he'll get there in another, turn or two. But yeah, I think I want you out of Yodor for right now. We'll bring you down. Maybe he will end up in Bern, but maybe he will end up having to fight Rovanion relatively soon. So we don't want to leave him ruling a settlement that's not going to matter in a couple of turns. Because I think what's going to happen is this army is probably going to head down here to try to protect Bern, which I could almost assault with this army. So let's see who we're going to leave. I'm going to probably leave the spears and leave some of the lower numbers of these Rovanian foresters. So let's see what that looks like. That's actually just fine. All right, so now, yeah, let's go right here. Oh, we can't quite attack them. All right, that's okay. We should be good. I mean, they could, theoretically, they could mount an attack on us from Hjorth. And, I'm sure they've got this army coming in. It's just a few units, but that will be annoying to deal with. So we need to keep an army flexible around here. We might not be able to commit to taking Bern just yet if it looks like they're going to really threaten Dale. We need to go back and make sure that is held and preferably not besieged. But the other priority here is trying to grab Yar Helkar and gift it to Garth. So we're going to get a spy around here, just see what we can tell in terms of other units from Rune, what the Easterlings are doing, if they're sending anything through the woods. But money looks decent. Part of that is the conquest, but having Yodor at least gives us the option to trade with another province adjacent to Dale. Yeah, see, this is the thing. We might not be able to grab Yar Helkar for a little while because we're going to be fighting off these armies. Good thing, though, about Belagant, is that not only is it a pretty defensible settlement, as we've already seen, it's got the big walls, but because of its location, you're not really far from this crossing here over the Celduin. So if you can get an army up here, and if you've got like a spare general, which, I may have to take him out and do some fighting. This is our king. He's under the weather, which is bad for his hit points, kind of bad for movement points. He's middle-aged, which is okay. And Tower Man, this is his subculture trait, is giving him a bonus when he's defending walls, and a malice when commanding cavalry. So that none of those things are going to apply unless we are assaulted. So maybe we just want to take everybody out of here. I do need an agent inside Belagant, though, because I am scared of it being bribed.
Awaiting your command.
Okay, so let's bring you over here. You can just be watching that, so no dwarves will come around. And I just want to take you into the forest. Let's see what we can see. It's going to be really hard to tell. This is kind of moot right now. I'm not ready, of course, to go cross the river and expand eastward. But I do need to know if something's coming. Okay, Esgaroth has finished Fiefdom Dominion, so we can now, make money off of it. So we've got 14,000 in the bank, and it looks like we are going to make 6,000 this turn. So that is great. So for Esgaroth, let's see. We can't really train anything yet in Dale, but that's where we're going to be building up our training. Esgaroth, though, is going to have to choose. Do we want this to be a military province, or do we want to go with finances? So if we go with financial, we'll only ever get these units. But if we go military, that's where we start to get, slightly more useful things. Like we don't have any cav here, for example. Barding militia levies and watch levies are okay, and then we get our tier 1 stuff, right? We don't even get archers at this level unless we go military. Then we get our archers, we get axemen, we get our scouts, the cav. So it's kind of a tough decision in that sense, and we also don't get another a cool retainer unit. We don't get our Dorwinion Watch, Dorwinion Bowman. But I think Esgaroth needs to be financial regardless. It's already set that way, so I'm just going to leave it. We've got some great trade resources here. There's a wine, and so that's the thing we're going to be building up. We could also go with What is this? Animal husbandry, fishing. So that's probably fish, right? I think we're going to have to go towards the wine. So let's actually do this right now, just as a real quick, easy thing. And why not? Let's go and repair the wooden wall. And let's train another scout. I feel like I'm always going to need scouts. Now that we're making a little cash. Okay, City of Dale, we got rid of a Dwarven scout. Okay, I'm going to look at these guys and assume that they are Dale scouts, but they are not. Alright, so where did that army go? The army that was up here, I don't think they went over to Hjorth. Okay, there's the 3 archers. Okay, I guess it's 2 archers and a unit of woodman axes. But what about you? Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything else around here, so that's okay. I'll leave that emissary right there. I like having eyes here to see what's coming to support Hjorth. But we can also step outside of the city, although they could be in the woods here, you know, that's one factor. Okay, we get 2 guys with a network established. Alright, so I'll bring you down here. Now we've got an extra emissary, which, okay, maybe I don't need, but we can use him as kind of a spy down here. Eastbite is still held by rebels. Yeah, I'm a little concerned. That's what I was going to do. I was going to set you out to see if there's anything like in the woods here. But I guess not. So now we can do this. We can see if there's any mercenaries, and no. Alright. Well, again, this is a very strong army inside Dale. It's just that it's a kind of a small one. So if we're fighting out in the open, that could be annoying. Well, let's go take these guys out. Oh yeah, this is going to be a nice, easy little battle. At least I hope. So lots of militia in that, and you know, now that they're down to 1 province in the area, we're going to see them training, you know, 1 unit at a time, obviously, and that's going to be probably low tier. We will have to give some thought to which settlement. Oh, this is not pleasant, but which settlement we want to have as military, because out of Yodor and Bern. And I'm just going to do this. We're just going to group them all up without worrying about composition. But Yodor, the province we just took, closer to the Iron Hills, that one, maybe that would be a good military province. On the other hand, right, if we move the military province to Bern and make Yodor a financial province, you know, Bern is going to be a little bit closer to where our future enemies are going to come out of, so maybe that's helpful. Not really sure. I don't think they have any ranged in this army, so let's just kind of walk up to them. Okay, they've got, looks like 6 longbows. Just 6 men. Otherwise, it's all militia. Now, they've already retreated once. They cannot retreat again. And our cavalry did get chewed up in that last fight. But we've still got 4 very strong units of archers. Okay. Perfect. You're going to pursue my foresters, which are actually kind of decent. They got spears. All right, let's send the axes in, and yeah, the axemen here. Okay. Let's just push straight through with the general and with you two. Barding militia. Alright, we'll just kind of try to avoid him, I guess. I know we're kind of fighting right uphill into spears, but these are so light. Are they going for me? We'll take out their archers, I guess, with these cav. Okay, those are gone. Yeah. I figured we'd break them. Very nice. Sure, let's continue it a little bit. You guys can go after them as well. So, not too bad. We are obviously going to wipe this out. And then I have the feeling there's another loose army that I'm not seeing. So it might be approaching Burn. That's my theory. There's a lot of little forests in between, you know, Dale and Burn. But yeah, this feels like it should be a trade province, and this should be military. And the reason is that the trade goods, these are horses, and I think those are more valuable as a trade good. I don't think this has anything else. No fish. No, there are fish here. So we could go fish, or we could go horses. I think I might go horses there. I'm not sure if there's actually a difference in the value, but at the second tier, fish improve growth, so population growth, and horses at the second tier just get more horses. So probably this is the best for like pure income. But up here we've got livestock, and so I would exploit this for armor. So that's what I think I typically do with Yodor and Burn. Yodor gets military because we can, at the second tier of the livestock industry building, you can improve the armor of all units you train out of here. And then Burn just gets trade because it seems like, you know, it's adjacent to a bunch of other provinces and it seems reasonable. Although I guess we're not trading with this one on account of the horses. But anyway, what else can we do here? We're making 3,400, so I guess I could invest a little bit in Rathwin. I'm still a little not suspicious, but a little wary of that. We're queuing up, okay, another unit of hunters. All right, this is the emissary that is probably going to die of old age pretty soon. So, but I think we can risk it. Let's take all of these guys out. Okay, that looks reasonable. We'll set them right here. And so we're losing, wow, we're losing like 2,000. Is that right? He's making 2,000 just by being the governor? Oh, man. Well, I want to, you know, we're going to make no money on trade in here if it's under siege. So this is better. We'll take the fight to them if they don't attack us. And yeah, I think we're just going to maybe hold off.
At your service. Moving.
Where would they be?
Moving. Secrecy is assured. Secrecy is assured. Secrecy is assured.
Well, let's check the supply real quick. Okay, he is supplied, so maybe I could do this. Just get him here on our territory. I'm not sure if that counts as being ready to ambush.
Waiting your command.
I think that's all we need to do. We'll see if another army comes down through. Okay, we are being attacked. Awesome. This is a low-tier army of Rune. Their generals are interesting. Javelins and sword, kind of a well-armed medium infantry. But this is great. We're going to be fighting on a crossing with a nice defensive army, I think. We've at least got some defensive capability. We've got some archers, right? We've got some spears, so this should be a fun one. All right, they're attacking in the rain. Good for them. And this is... looks like there's only one crossing at this river. Sometimes, though, there are certain battle maps where there's a crossing and there are actually two. So, you know, keep your eye out for those. All right, we're just going to get you guys all right there. And the skirmishers, we've only got one. But I like them to have a little blockier formation. And then what else we've got? Okay, we've got Ravanian Spearmen, Dorwinion Watch, and Ravanian Axemen. You know, I guess this is fine. Although I should probably lead with the Dorwinion Watch. And then we've just got a couple of light cav. and the general, so we'll see how that looks. It looks like they have just a skirmish unit. Otherwise, it's all warband, an axe unit, light cav, and general. The crossings are sometimes a little weird in terms of what the AI, you know, how the AI can cross them. But one thing I've noticed is that skirmishers, you can actually give orders, skirmishers and archers, to, like, go into the middle of the river. So that's why you see, like, these guys marching over there. But I don't think you can do it with, like, heavy spears. Yeah, they have to go right across. So there's a bit of unpredictability sometimes with a ford. All right, so we're going to get skirmished down. That's fine. I do want you on guard, I think. And you know what? Maybe we'll put you guys on skirmish and we'll see how you do. I don't mind my general taking on those axemen. These warband, I should have paid attention to that. Alright, so the interesting thing here... Let's get the general involved with that. I don't know if this is going to work out well. This is the king. But yeah, let's see how this goes. 69 men. 97, winning easily. They're not really involved in the fight. No, they are, I guess. I guess I can give them an attack order. And how we're doing here. We're doing great, I think. Yeah, 95. This is very nice, I think. Winning easily. Now again, this is a, you know, it's a low tier unit, but so are these guys. And we're also fighting cav, so this is kind of an ideal situation for the hedgehog formation or the Schiltrom formation. They should be, those axemen should be gone pretty soon. Okay, looks like our axes got caught by their warband. I think we will be able to push them into a route. Actually, we can get right up by the crossing and then come at them from the side. 89 men, still doing pretty good. 13 men losing heavily. Okay, I think we're at the point now where we can take you guys off guard mode and you can start to push forward. Oh, no, they're backing off. All right, fine. But now they're going to be vulnerable to some archers. All right, let's go. Let's go. General versus general. We should win this pretty handily. And obviously in terms of numbers, but also, even if that was a full-strength unit, I think ours are better in melee. But there goes the general. Let's get over here. These guys are just being heroes. They're holding off 2 units of Easterling Warband. Now, they're not getting a lot of kills, probably, but they are doing okay. All right, so those guys rout. Let's charge in with the skirmishers. I think we'll be fine here. This is very satisfying, I've got to say. Having, like, a mostly kind of low-tier army with a few, you know, strong units, like just the Dorwinion Watch and our bodyguard, right? That is a lot of fun. I am a little concerned about the river here with our cab units and maybe drowning if we get too far out here following these routers, because we can't march on that. I'm not sure what's going to happen. Are we going to be swimming? It's a little unclear. Okay, they're going to take the path. Very nice. We took a lot of losses with our cav because I was not paying attention and we got charged with warband. But we did at least beat them. And we're close enough to the city we can get right back in and retrain them next turn. Or if I'm feeling like it, I guess we could try pressing eastward. Alright, so that sounds like a spy got into Esgaroth. Okay, there's an army right up by Erebor. Is that... Okay. I'm thinking they added some units to the archers and the woodmen that I was seeing. And they're sending them around airborne. So maybe this... No, there was a bigger army. Okay, here it is. Here it is, right here. So this is Lieutenant Fastar. I'm quite sure this is the guy I was seeing before. I can't remember what his army composition was, but he was probably just exactly that. So let's see what we got for diplomacy. Khan and Harad are at war. Okay, pretty predictable. Another scout in Esgaroth, and in Belagant we got Romanian hunters trained up. Yodor has provincial pacification, so we'll need to spend some money on the Fiefdom Dominion. So 5,400, it's not even that bad. It's not even that much over our seasonal profits.
Captain.
Okay, so now the question is, are we strong enough to push east? Like with this specific army. I think probably what I ought to do is train up a boat, because that's going to give me just more movement points and a little more versatility when it comes to this question. Because I'm a little concerned. I can't get to the city this turn, right? I would have to stop like somewhere over here. And, you know, I can kind of, I guess I can go through the eaves a little bit. But, okay, there's an army, right? Now, we could probably beat that army. But, you know, there could be another one in here. Somewhere in these trees. Probably not. Like, that's probably the only one. So, yeah, let's do it.
Waiting to ambush. Move out. Prepare for battle.
Okay, they're not going to stick around.
Victory!
And I wish I could tell. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that I can hit them. Yeah, I can't hit them this turn. So, I think what I do is... This is very expensive, but this is kind of an ideal place for a watchtower.
Build tower.
It's just enough visibility so that you can see Garth. Yeah, I think we'll stick here. Actually, maybe
Forward.
I'm going to get onto their territory. That opens up some new mercs, which is I was not expecting. So we'll hire them, and that is also going to, you know, I don't know, maybe that'll provoke them to attack me if they get something else here. I'd rather fight defensively against Rune, because I think we do better at that. But now we've got definitely enough missile troops for me to feel pretty comfortable assaulting Yarhelkar. And I think also what I want to do is get another emissary here. I think that's going to be the best move. Okay, and here, let's take you out. They're going to stand and fight. Okay, so this is a lie. They're not going to stand and fight. What they are going to do is present themselves in the battlefield, and as soon as we form up and approach them in good order, they are going to withdraw, like their life depends on it, and use that so that they can retreat all the way back to Bern. You just watch. Yeah, I think we'll just keep this formation. I'm not used to the AI giving me these formations that I'm happy with. It's a little unfamiliar. But we'll just keep that, you know. I mean, they've got some stuff. They could put up a little fight here. It's some woodman axes. It's, you know, several units of militia. I don't think I saw any archers, and they've got their cav, their light cav, you know, general, so to speak. But yeah, they're not going to stick around. At best, I'll get a few shots at them before they turn around and withdraw. But, you know, that's actually not the end of the world either. This is not going to add all that much to the strength of the garrison in Bern. Okay, so now I know they've got woodman spears over there, and it's all barding militia and another unit of woodman axes. All right. If they had anything else, I would have seen it. Alright, and we are close enough to start shooting. Alright, so the goal here, it'd be great to kill all these units, but we're not going to be able to. Just kill enough of them so that we can, you know, thin out what is going to be a slightly enlarged garrison in Bern, so that when we assault it, probably in the next episode, that'll be easier. Now, I don't necessarily want any of these guys to rout just yet because... yeah, who's retreating? Yeah, these guys. Yep, pretty much all of them. I think what happens is, you know, if they see their units routing or, you know, getting, like, into a little bit of trouble, right, then they tend to send everybody off. So they're going to have all these 3 units for sure, and probably these units too. This guy may rout, in which case I will run him down with cav, but I'm not going to send my cav at these other units. So let's just speed it up, and we'll see what's left. So we have killed 41%. You know, that's better than I would have expected. It is a clear victory. So they're going to go back to burn. But the nice thing is, I don't think there's any other units around. So, you know, apart from that, like 6-unit stack right near the Lonely Mountain up here, I don't think they've got anything else. Maybe this, right? So I think what I ought to do is we'll just go here, put it under siege, and let's send the emissary over here to see what we've got. And, you know, there's the air inside the fort of Karnan and a couple of other units, and maybe there's something else, you know, like in the trees, but I don't think so. So maybe we'll get some reinforcements from there. Maybe they're going to send some guys down. But I guess what I mean is, oh, there's some black spears. All right, I thought this would be a sort of a cakewalk, but this is a 9-turn siege. Okay, yeah. They could get something down here within 9 turns, and I don't really want to wait 9 turns anyway. So we would need to assault. And I think we would be okay to do that. But I think that's going to have to wait for the next episode. So when we come back, well, okay, let's tell you what. What do we got for funds? Nothing. Let's just end the season. Get him next to Thrimfeld. Rune is going to threaten us. We'll just ignore that. Oh, no. All right. Yeah, so there was a big army somewhere in the woods. Borlas of Tham, and he's got some reasonable-looking stuff. He's actually got a Tier 3 unit here. Spearman of Rune, one of my favorite units, just in terms of the look. And then he's got 5 units of axes. Yeah, this alone would be a tough army for what we have. So I think we have to withdraw, and we can't because we got no movement points. Wow. All right, so it's going to be do or die. So this is going to be an interesting beginning to the next episode because, wow, we're going to have to hope that we can do a lot better than the balance of power thinks. Now, we do have 3 archers and 2 slingers, and we've got 2 good full units of the Tier 1 spears, as well as 62 Dorwinion Watch. We've got 1 Forester unit, a couple of slight units of light cav, and our king. Our king is worth a lot. 40 men. He's not too old yet, but he was under the weather, right, at the last season there. So that means he's slightly more fragile in battle. So we won't want to leave him in there too long. So this could be a problem. We're fighting on enemy territory. It's winter. That's not going to benefit them, but that'll be interesting to see how this unfolds. So I hope you will stick with me for that. Until then, take care.